Alright, I've got our freshly ground crank in the balancer. This is a Sun & Balancer, sort of the newer wave of balancers that make it very easy on the operator. It's belt driven. It's between V blocks. These are plastic or phenolic V blocks so they don't harm the crank. There's an encoder that records the RPMs and position, and this is the control panel. It's very simple. It asks you a few questions and you just do some data entry. Let's see if I can show you how simple it is. Let's start with the setup, and I'll have to change the setup from the last setup. Left plane, that's how far the counterweight you want to drill is from the left stanchion. Radius is at what diameter you're going to remove weight. Distance between the stanchions is 14.5. Again, the right side plane, the right side radius. The main diameter, which is roughly that. Drill size, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch drill. How much it weighs, it's pretty light. And we're all done. Now the machine also has mounted drill press, which is very handy. We don't have to take the crank off to do any metal removal. So we're all set to go, and if it's like the typical British crank, it's going to be very close. I haven't spun it up, so I don't know, but my guess is it's going to require very little. What the machine will do is it spins it up to about 500 RPM, and then right there it detects that the crank is very close, so it spins it up to about 800, and now it's reading. It stabilizes the RPM, which it's doing now, and now it's measuring. Show you the control panel. It shows you it's measuring. Now it's shut off. And yep, typical British crank. It's out 2 grams on the left and 1.1 grams on the right. Now this obviously doesn't even need to be balanced, but we'll balance it anyway. Let's see, the left side wants to have 2.1 grams removed at, let's see, it tells us the position. It wants to be at 13.5 degrees, so you can see the left side blinking now that I've rotated the crank to 13.5. The beauty of this machine, because I input the drill diameter, it also tells us how deep to drill with a 1/2 inch drill, 0.09. And of course my drill press has a DRO on it that tells us exactly how deep we're drilling. So I'll swing over here, center the drill over the counterweight, cover it up, chips everywhere. Here on my drill, I'm not going to go very deep, for obvious reasons. Essentially, I just put a dimple in that. 2 grams is not a lot. Okay, we'll spin it up again and see what we have. Again, you'll watch it stops at 500 and then spins it up to a little under 800 RPM. Now it's measuring. Now we'll see what okay, now we're down to 1.1 grams. And I'll continue on and get this to half a gram is what I shoot for. But obviously this is well within the industry standard of 3 grams, which I think is a bit much. But as far as feeling 3 grams or a 1/2 gram in the seat of your pants in the car, it's negligible. You would feel nothing. But that's the procedure, and the newer machines with the mounted drill press really make the task quite easy, as you can see, for an inline especially. A V8, there's the bob weights that you have to use on a V8. I'll post a picture of a crank that I did. In fact, I think I already posted that picture, but I'll show you a setup with a V8 in there. And next, as it happens, I have an aluminum flywheel for a customer that I have to balance and the pressure plate, and I'll show a procedure for that also.